I'm all about that money, trying to get rich in a hurry. My team are rolling with me, trying to get it in, trying to get it in, trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Blacked out whip, sitting on the strip, cup full of liquor, I'm taking a sip. Stacks in my hand, wrapped in a bag. Money got me feeling like the man. Can't slow down, following the plan. We get it in, get it in, get it in. No, we can't slow down, gotta carry on the plan. Gotta get it in, get it in, get it in, yeah, yeah.
Might hit the city, might pop me a tap. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a mark, might buy me a jack. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. Might get a good girl, turn her all back. That's how it is when you're dripping in swag. You already know that I'm dripping in swag. Home team with me, we're dripping in swag. I don't waste time, I've been on the grind. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Look at the stars, it's bound to shine. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. I don't waste time, I've been on the grind. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Look at the stars, it's bound to shine. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in. Trying to get it in, trying to get it in.
I am not a king, I am not a god, I am Hunkpain!
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? And no, you're not dreaming. That's the Nautilus and the Verglas Prime level cap. If you enjoyed the speedrun, don't forget to like, subscribe, join our Discord link in the description, and follow me on Twitch, because maybe I start streaming on Twitch as well. Let's go for the build. Now, previously on Nautilus Prime builds, this video, I already told you that to use Verglas Prime at its maximum potential, you will need a Riven. And here we are, pushing Nautilus and Verglas to the maximum, which is level 9999 in Warframe, but you need a Riven. Now, it doesn't matter what Riven it is. It can be trash, it can be medium, it can be good, it can be semi-god, it can be god roll. It doesn't matter. The most important is that it have critical chance. That's the first and the priority that you need in your Riven. Capito? Capito. Now, the other stats that you're gonna get with your Riven matters a lot, especially if they are negative. But what they will do, they will either increase your damage or they will help. We'll talk about that in a second. Okay. Nautilus Prime. Assault mode, duplex bond, really important because it will increase your DPS, because you're gonna have shadows helping you out with DPS, and they're gonna be summoned with Verglas Prime modded, right? Cordon to pull enemies, vacuum to pull the loot, manifold bond, so you can pull more enemies with cordon. And please stop telling me manifold bond doesn't work with cordon. The only two augments it doesn't work with is the negate from worm and ghost from shade. Please. Calculated redirection, so you reach the 1225. Finally, Nautilus can make it, so Worm Prime is not the only sentient can reach this shield. Metal Fiber for armor, Enhanced Vitality, Reinforced Bond, and Tenacious Bond. Now, if you want to take down the Enhanced Vitality, you can replace it with Contagious Bond. Very good to spread the status and all that kind of things. Now, you will have the critical chance over 50%, then you gain 1.2 final critical damage multiplier. 1.2 final critical damage multiplier, that is a multiplicative damage multiplier. It's not just 50% critical damage, right? It's 1.2 added to your X critical damage. Now, reinforced bond will increase your fire rate when you have 1200 max shield, and there you go. So you can have them both active. But the only way to have Tenacious Bond active, previously in the other video, I told you to use the Volcloak. And if you want to use the Verglas Prime, you will need a Riven. And here we are. Okay, so think about it like the other video is episode 1, this is episode 2, I'm proving the Verglas Prime. Here we go. Galvanized Chamber. Now remember, the Galvanized Chamber will not work directly on your Verglas. You need to use a primary weapon, so it's active. Now, Serration for additive damage, Point Strike for critical chance. Now, Point Strike itself, and you would say, oh Hank, why don't you use critical delay? Even with critical delay, you will not reach the 50%. A lot of channels like arguing about this. All right, here you go. Critical. So let's end the argument. Critical delay. Boom. See that? 42%. You don't have the 50. All right. And even with the Riven itself, you will not reach 41. But I've seen some channels using some Rivens with 200, I think 60 or 265 critical chance, and they managed to reach the 50%. So either using just a Riven or you're going to be using Point Strike. Why Point Strike? Point Strike is really powerful here. I know it's less critical chance than critical delay, but the fire rate, bro. The fire rate on this weapon is really, really insane. The more fire rate you have, the more powerful this weapon becomes. Now, of course, you can use Vigilante Fervor here, or you can use the other one for the fire rate, but it reduces your the damage where it is. Not vital sense. Here it go. Vile acceleration, but it reduces a bit your damage and this, but pushes your fire rate to 22.8, still powerful and so on. But as you can see here, I want to increase chance on critical hits from primary weapon, but it's up to you. You have the options there to choose. Now, here we're going to be running Primed Bane of Orkin. It's a must. Multiplicative damage against faction. Vigilante Armaments for multi-shot. Vigilante Fervor for fire rate. For the Riven mod, I'm using the Verglas Krita Gilikan. Cold, critical chance, multi-shot, minus statue chance. Now, it doesn't matter what's the stats. What matters is it has critical chance. And then comes multi-shot, which is really good. Cold helps a lot. For example, if I'm going for a build with viral and heat. So I don't need to use a cold right here. Simple as that. Now, the other stats you can go for is fire rate, critical damage, you name it. If you need help on placing a Riven in this build, okay, not any different build, this build, let me know in the comments below what Riven you have. I may try and help you where to place it. Now, thermite rounds for heat and statue chance. I had to, because if I use the normal heat, I will have 3.3 statue chance, which is not good, alright? Because this gives me minus statue chance. So, the negative you want to try and stay away from is negative crit, negative statue chance, negative critical damage, negative magazine. Stay away from negative magazine, it's really bad. Statue duration, stay away from those kind of things. Try to stick to minus zoom. That's good things that you can stick to. Now, the good thing about this Riven is that if I'm going for viral and heat, I don't need to mod for cold in here. So, Verglas for cold, Malignant Force for Toxin, Hellfire for Heat, and I'm good to go. Alright. And now for your Warframe, it doesn't matter what Archon shards you're using, it matters just for yourself. Because if you're using 2 Emerald Archon shards, you can strip enemies without running on Helmet ability or Focus is cool, but it doesn't matter for the Sentient. Now, I'm using Nourish to proc Viral, and Nourish buffs your Sentient, so it procs Viral as well. So, that's why I'm not modding my Sentient with Viral. Otherwise, I would go for the Viral and Heat build that I just showed you. So, Nourish is your way to go. New Nairo to armor strip if you're not going to be using the Emerald Archon shards, to armor strip using Epitaph or using your primary or whatever. So we're not going to rely on these two right now, so I can show you the weapon, what it's capable of step by step. For your Warframe, you want to use Rifle Amp, okay, and you can use Arcane Acceleration and Arcane Rage. You're going to trigger them with your weapon, and the Sentient will benefit from them. Now, for the first test, it requires Nourish. Why I'm using Nourish? To buff my companion with Viral, because not only the companion benefiting from that, I benefit from it, because my weapons modded for corrosive to armor strip enemies, so Viral is a must for me with Nourish. So this is like, think about it as a synergy of a certain style, but I will show you the Viral and Heat without relying on Nourish. Let's go. So this is the weapon of the Nautilus, the Verglas, performing attacks. Let me resummon that guy. Go. Boom. Okay, so this is the damage. It's not so great, but when we add Nourish, you can see the damage increase. Look at that. Okay, and then what's going to happen is that we're going to be armor stripping this guy, and then you can see the Sentient is killing it very fast. Now, we can increase that with summoning the shadows of our Nautilus. There we go. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then armor stripping this guy, and he's instantly dead. One more time. There we go. Let me perform one headshot, and he's just dead. Simple as that. Now, if you don't want to use Nourish, and you're not using the Emerald Archon shards, because my person is modded for corrosive to armor strip enemies without any helmet ability or focus school, blah 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 blah, you get the point. Now, you'll want to use the Viral and Heat. So let's check the Viral and Heat without Nourish, how it goes. So you can decide for yourself which build you want to go for. Here you go. You can see already the damage is huge. Now, if I armor strip this guy, he's instantly dead. Yes, because the companion itself is proccing everything it needs. Okay, let's summon the brothers right there. There we go. And armor strip this guy, and he's instantly dead. Yes, overall, it deals more damage because heat, okay, is stronger than blast in my own way. I mean, it's in Verglas, alright? It's not an AoE weapon that we can agree on, okay? Otherwise, you can use Contagious Bond. Blast works good when it's a lot of enemies nearby. That's just one target, so that's why it seems like that. Okay, so let's go with the normal build and summon more enemies. Now, remember, the Riven will play a huge role on what elements and what status you're going for. Okay, let's summon 20 heavy corrupted gunners right here. And then we're gonna be using Nourish, of course, because it's a blast build. And then we're gonna be like getting them in and using my burst on just to get that buffs of multi-shot and stuff like that from the galvanized chamber. There we go. And the boys are summoned. And you can start seeing now the enemies will actually perish. Really, like, check this out. Boom, boom. Now, the minus statue chance that I have is harming a lot here. Alright, guys, so if I didn't have that, I probably deal more damage because the statues, like, they are not broken as I intended to, but it is what it is. It's still as powerful. Okay, and it did kill level cap, so it's good to go. And by this we reached the end of our video. I really hope you enjoyed and you have fun and you like the build. If you do, let me know in the comments below. Hit the like and subscribe, join our Discord link in the description, and make sure to follow me on Twitch, since maybe we're gonna be start streaming on Twitch. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you next time.
I am not a king, I am not a god, I am Hunkpain.